Daniel, pleasure to meet you,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm Simon.
Very
Martin
good to meet
here.
you.
Hello, Simon.
Martin's had his go. My first car, 92 Vauxhall Cavalier L.
I think I had back in the J-Reg, I had a 130, one of these
Ooh.
SRI. It's a company car.
Single cam, 8 valve.
Yeah, not late ones. I did progress on things. I used to rally a Astra with a bread top in it with about 200 horsepower.
I drove a GSI just the other day.
Yeah, mine was a Mark III. Well,
Mark III indeed.
the original logbook was a Mark 1, but it ended up as a Mark III shell. By the time I bought it, it was a Mark III shell. So whereabouts are you lads from?
I'm from Chelmsford, Essex.
I'm from Nottingham. Well, I'm
Much more civilised than Chelmsford.
Oh, take it easy.
Look, no, I'm Essex born and bred, but my wife's up here, so we.
I used to do a lot of work your way, Romford, Ilford, all that way.
Oh man, Romford is.
I
great.
put the McDonald's in the Liberty Centre at Romford.
Oh.
That was a long time ago. Right then, let's fire
First
up.
off,
well,
please get these windows
Romford,
open.
I was born and bred, so I thought I'd recognise you. in this.
More ignition, more. There's some electricity.
Well, I'd say, Dan, on the 3 I drove, the getting your feet around the clutch pedals.
Oh, blessed.
is the key.
Got a sunroof as well. True, the lap of luxury.
Somebody really had climbed the corporate ladder. They got a sunroof.
Heated rear screen.
Yeah.
Aftermarket
Obviously,
cassette.
the odd blank.
What cassette have we got? All More Than a Feeling. Very good.
Boston.
Bit of Boston. Shall we, sir?
We shall.
But you can't have any of your tracks beyond that one, though, can you?
No, it's not mine. Gwaine would, because he's a real muso, as you can tell by the hair.
No,
What's left of it.
Roadie.
Yeah.
So onwards. We're doing a brake test. Unlike my father here, he waits until he gets up there, about to hit something.
These aren't bad. You'll find
It's
this
a modern car.
fairly akin to a modern. Yeah.
So servo assisted.
Left and left.
Very much so, sir. Discs, drums on the back. So brakes. Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
You would actually take this out on the open road and live with it quite happily.
No
It's not-
hesitation. I've
To
been
me,
browsing the
cars
classifieds.
of the mid 80s to early 90s were probably some of the best. Because after that, we started adding all the crap.
Yes. Well, that weird geezer, a very good friend of mine, endlessly messaging me. 90s, maybe 2000s, the absolute peak of motoring.
Yeah.
All the good electronic performance stuff, fuel injection, turbocharging, ABS, without all the problems we're experiencing now.
Well, a few weeks ago, I changed jobs. I was actually a bit cheeky, actually, but I'd already been offered the job I wanted. I had like a month off, and I got offered another job with a company I didn't want to work for, but I wanted to see how they worked.
Okay.
So I went there for 3 weeks, and they got me very nicely a 320DM Sport Beamer as my company car. After a week, I rang the hire company and said, "Can I have something else?" It was the most awful thing I've ever driven.
That bad? And this is a brand new car?
It was a brand new 320DM Sport.
What's the problem?
It had mild hybrid with engine recovery. You couldn't brake smoothly.
Very good.
It had lane assist that suddenly chopped in. And
I don't trust these people. I will wait.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I'm very courteous and a good Christian motorist. I've got a hand of thanks
Also,
though.
you should tell someone what you do for a job.
Well, friends of the channel, my chap here, I'm a bus driver by day. I've also got my HGV Class 1 licence, my HIAB certificate, and I've got water pressure jetting sewage certificate.
Ooh.
So I've dealt with shit. Crates, pallets, and in the pipes. So buses, I drive for a local company who shall remain nameless. Not that there's any degradation, it's a good place to work for, but social media relations.
Yeah.
These buses, the brakes are terrifying. The gearbox and retarder combination is not conducive to a smooth ride.
No.
So you're going down a hill, woo! You hit the
thing with the
electromagnet.
BMW, you would brake,
Yes,
so you'd be giving it the correct brake pedal pressure to slow at the speed you want to slow.
for all other cars.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I'll do some engine recovery. So it would then increase your braking on its own. So you would then naturally back off the brake. At which point it suddenly decided it would back off engine recovery. Then you got no brakes, and you had to stand on the brake to stop. And the lane assist, you driven anything with lane assist?
The vibrating wheel.
Oh, it's better than that. It didn't vibrate. It just went really, really heavy, like your power steering had just broken.
So, maybe I shouldn't be going in that one.
And unless you indicated, it always cut in. So you had to indicate to move back in even tight left. And you couldn't switch it off.
I can see a mirror. It's always worth a check. Very
Yeah.
good. So a wee bit of throttle, if I may.
And I was out on the back country lane, and I cut the corner with full visibility, taking the line through the corner. Lane assist cut in.
Oh,
And also it's like, I've got no steering.
very good.
Big sat nav display in the middle of the dash. didn't want that on. I knew where I was, where I was
Apple
going.
CarPlay and all that nonsense. What,
So
can you not have it off?
I switched it off, and the fucking map reappeared on the dashboard. It's like, why? I don't need any of this. You know, I like to think I'm a reasonably competent driver, having done all the stuff I've done. But obviously not. This car knows better.
Plainly. So you declined the car, you hand it back, you say? Or?
I rang once to bring me something else, to just bring me a Focus or something.
Huh. So many people would fight for that BMW and say,
Oh, the lads who said you must be mad. I said it's just awful to drive. But I'm such a driving fanatic that I'm picky because I know what I like and I know how a car should be.
So what do you have as a daily transport?
I've come today in my trusty 08 plate Nissan X-Trail.
Does a job.
Which I want to replace, but I can't find anything any better.
My other candidate sitting behind me.
I've got a little Clio Tourer diesel, which is a cheap runabout, which I bought when I had a job with no company car, and it's so cheap to buy, so cheap to run, I've just kept it.
Okay.
20 quid a year road tax and 70 to the gallon. If anybody wants a spare car, yes, there's one on my drive, take it and that, use it for a week or two.
Okay.
I've got the only fully rally prepared Fiat Panda in Britain, which was pro-built for the rally school at Vauxhall Circuit in Italy.
Well, you can't just skirt past it like, so I've got this and then leave us with that. Tell us more.
So it's a Fiat 2007 Fiat Panda 100 horsepower.
Four-wheel drive?
No, front-wheel drive only.
Okay.
HTP tricked up to about, no, it's not turbocharged, it's 1416 valve, tricked up to about, we think about 120 bhp, close ratio gearbox, limited slip, but they're fully adjustable suspension. It's a proper bit of kit. We've done one rally with it so far, obviously due to COVID. It now needs a full brake rebuild at the back, so we worked out after it had spun twice under heavy braking that one of the rear discs is warped.
Excellent.
And it's knocking the pads off, so you get massive braking on one side only, which in the car with the short wheelbase is entertaining to say the least.
Roller skate.
Yeah, so all of a sudden it's like, we've gone. So we'll do that. We're going to take it up to Harewood and do some hill climbing and do a bit. It was pretty much, if you haven't brought sponsorship, you haven't brought your own money.
Skills, by all means, yes.
Tight left here.
Certainly.
Which unfortunately is the way of motorsport. Big money is tight left.
What, turning left? Turn left?
Yeah, tight left.
Okay.
Tight left.
I thought you wanted to go straight up. We have and a bit more
No,
time.
We'll have a.
Oh, well, bless your soul, my man. Look at the honesty and generosity we have here with the Great British Car Journey.
Nice customers
Deserve good treatment.
Often get a little bit more time.
Man,
we're not.
Bump.
It's not like when I do supercar experiences where it's 6 laps and you're banged in and out, which is like working at a sausage factory. Still enjoy the job, meet a few decent people.
There's a euphemism in there somewhere.
Here, most of the people, you get the odd one. Yeah, but even some people aren't car enthusiasts. They come out of nostalgia.
Yes.
And it's quite nice to be able to share that with people. I had a lady come a few months ago and she was so ecstatic she could drive the Reliant Robin.
Huh.
And I'm like, why?
Look,
it is awful.
But objectively it is, but to her...
And she said, when we were kids we were so poor. And she said, once a year my uncle used to lend us his Reliant Robin so we could go on holiday. And she just wanted that connection straight on the stump. And it's just nice to be able to share things. Like, I had an old chat last week, he didn't want to drive, he wanted to be driven around in the Capri.
Nice.
And it turned out afterwards that he'd got dementia. And he'd had the Capri and his family came and said, thank you very much, he's so much better for having had that experience. It's just
special.
Really nice that
that's
you can share that with people.
Lovely. Not corporate day outs in Ferraris.
As a classic car nerd, it suits me talking about classic cars all day.
Man, you've got an ideal audience here, man. You machine gun that on me all you want.
Yeah. Well,
I'm a very keen car enthusiast. I'm just too tight-fisted to indulge. So I drive a 2004 Skoda Octavia Estate diesel.
They're a good car.
Veg oil spec, the 90 horsepower.
Yeah.
Not even got PD engine in it.
With it 1.9, run forever 1.9. How many miles on the clock?
152.
No, not massive then.
So about 10% for its working life.
Yeah.
Another slalom or
No, other slaloms.
Slaloms.
Slalom, come round the roundabout and back in.
Yeah.
And then what we do next? What's our next excitement?
We'll go Capri.
Capri.
The 86.
See,
go on.
Because I'm a little older than your good self, I used to have
Pshaw, no such thing.
I used to have a Capri exactly the same as that one.
1.6.
1.6 laser
yes.
in white.
4-spoke wheels. Nice.
Yep. I also earlier than that had a 2.8.
Well, I was going to try and save these stories for later.
I owned for 7 weeks.
Did you bin it?
No.
Stolen.
I bought it. Well, I was working in London, and it was for sale at the side of the road, getting dirtier and dirtier. And I went and knocked on the door, made cash offer, which was accepted. So just up here to the roundabout and back in.
What roundabout? As in the
little roundabout. So
entrance?
that's it. Yeah. And took it home. Spent the whole weekend cleaning it. It was absolutely mingingly filthy, but cleaned up really well. And I was, I think, 22 or something at the time.
With a 2.8 injection.
And running a car that did like 50 per gallon was not.
We're talking 80s, 90s money, aren't we?
Yeah.
If I may be so vulgar.
And
assuming.
yeah, it would have been late 80s. And
so it would have been a contemporary car then.
I was in I was in the car park in Lincoln, and this chap said, "That's a nice car, son." I said, "You can buy it if you like." He said,
yes. I enjoyed this.
Try that same manoeuvre in the Capri.
Yeah.
Which cars did you go out in?
1300 GT.
How did you get on the gearbox in the 13 GT?
I missed it many times, and the bike.
Thank you very much for watching the video today. As always, like, comment, subscribe and share. Leave your comments down below, tell us what you think. Stay safe, be well, be good to each other. See you again soon in another video. Cheerio.